Hello, my name is Jan2024, and I'm the AMO Project Manager of the IDAM, IDEX, and Portal Consolidation Initiatives. In this recording, I will be discussing the options assessment and recommendations as described in slides 70, 90, and 91 in the draft business case package, which AMO released on Tuesday, the 19th of December, 2023. The information I will be presenting is intended for a broad stakeholder audience and is an overview only. We recommend that participants should review the draft business case package for the details informing the assessment and the recommendations. AMO has conducted a high-level assessment of two options, option 1 being the minimalist option and option 2 being the strategic option, using 5 assessment categories. The first 3 categories are qualitative, assessed using a maturity model defined as shown on screen, with 5 levels included, 1 being the worst rating and 5 being the best. These cover the residual security risk, which is the level of security risk that still remains after the option is implemented. Secondly, the deliverability of future reforms, which is how well the option enables future reforms to be delivered across speed to market, flexibility in solutioning, and scalability of the solution. And finally, industry pain points, how well the option addresses the industry issues that were collaboratively identified in the workshops run through 2023. We then have a quantitative financial assessment across cost to deliver and operational cost, which has been built into a total cost of ownership approach across AMO and the industry over a period of 7 years for IDAM, PC, and IDEX Foundation. So this covers the implementation cost, both the immediate implementation cost and the cost impact in upcoming reforms, as well as operational costs. Now, there are some key items missing from the quantitative financial assessment, which I would like to cover, which ultimately mean that the strategic option 2's total cost of ownership is likely overstated, whereas option 1's total cost of ownership is likely understated. Firstly, the industry benefits for option 2 have been identified as industry pain points, but have not been able to be quantified. Secondly, many of the benefits for AEMO persist, and in some cases actually only begin to accrue beyond the 7-year assessment period. Thirdly, there is the potential to leverage these capabilities in other markets such as gas or in the Western Australian market, the WEM, whereas this business case only looks at the NEM. So that leveraging opportunity is not included in this financial assessment. And then finally, there are some known unknowns, if you like, such as additional future reforms beyond what we currently are aware of and have estimated for, increased security obligations that may come into play over time. The more that these are, the more costly option 1 will become relative to option 2. But with that said as a caveat, we've assessed the options against, firstly, those qualitative drivers. From a security perspective, option 2 takes a strategic secure by design view to identity management, data exchange, and portal access needs. It unifies platforms and protocols, thereby reducing our attack surface area. That is, having a multiplicity of identity systems and data exchange protocols, as per option 1, means that there are more attack vectors, more opportunities for vulnerabilities to be present and to be exploited. Option 1 addresses a minimum compliance, but does not address all of the security pain points. And that's why it's got a lower rating of 3 out of 10 for IDAM, compared to 10 out of 10 as an example for option 2. From a deliverability of future reforms perspective, we assess that for AEMO, and we think for industry, option 2 means that we'll be able to deliver future reforms faster and have less constraints in solutioning due to needing to account for legacy backwards compatibility and the inherent limitations in legacy technology. Moving to option 2 means that we don't have those constraints that we need to take care of in future reforms. In addition, delivering foundational capabilities through a unified project avoids potential inconsistencies which may arise if, as per option 1, the data exchange and identity management capabilities required in upcoming reforms are delivered piecemeal, that is, reform by reform, instead of in a standardized, holistic way. Finally, from an industry pain point perspective, the conceptual strategic target state, option 2, was developed in collaboration with industry participants, specifically to address industry key pain points. Now, roughly 30 of them were captured and identified during workshop sessions in 2023. A flavour of some of those are, for IDAM, we have multiple credentials required to access different AEMO systems, and there's a lack of integration between participants' organisations and AEMO's identity store. For IDEX, we have protocols, formats and standards that are inconsistent and unnecessarily convoluted. We have a lack of consistent standards across systems, fuels and jurisdictions. In addition, the reliability of automated services is suboptimal because some existing protocols are inherently less reliable than modern protocols, for example, FTP compared to RESTful APIs. And some recent outages of automated services can be attributed to the inherent lack of reliability or less reliability of these legacy protocols. And finally, for portal consolidation, AEMO's browser services are exposed over a disparate range of portals that require users to switch between multiple URLs and maintain multiple credentials. Now, option 2 was solution to address all of these pain points, whereas option 1, the minimalist option, does not address industry pain points at all, except for a small subset of security pain points. So our analysis concludes that for IDAM, although option 2 has higher initial investment as well as slightly higher operational costs, we believe that the uncertainty in potential future security obligations and the risk associated with operational, customer, and reputational impacts if there were to be a security breach justifies the additional financial investment for option 2 compared to option 1. For IDEX Foundation, we believe that for us, and we think for you, for industry, it is actually cheaper to design and build the capability across the board in a strategic way, that is option 2, rather than doing it reform by reform as per option 1. Adding on top of that, the qualitative benefits of option 2 make it a clearly superior option for IDEX new business services. So that's IDEX Foundation. For the legacy business services, IDEX Transition, we have heard from industry in workshops and through submissions that the costs relating to transition are uncertain and therefore have a risk premium associated with them, and that the value is also not completely clear at this stage. We take that on board, and as such, we are recommending to defer the decision on legacy services for another 2 years, by which time we'll have much more information to guide some of those uncertainties. We will have lived experience in the new protocols, that is for the new business services, and we'll have a better view as to what upcoming reforms are. So we'll have a much better view as to what some of the benefits might be. This will enable us to guide the estimates to reduce some of that uncertainty and guide decision making. Now, we recognise for IDEX that the industry split of costs between IDEX Foundation and IDEX Transition and the costs for option 1 have been estimated based on assumptions that we've documented in the business case package. As always through this process, we at AEMO are seeking to facilitate an agreed landing point for industry-wide costs, but those costs come from and are owned by industry. We've put forward these assumptions as a starting point to provoke discussion, and we seek feedback and commentary on them. Moving now to portal consolidation, the additional financial investment in our view is outweighed by addressing the industry pain points and reducing security risks. Really, this is a hygiene initiative to address the disparate entry points that we currently have to AEMO. And so we recommend proceeding with portal consolidation. Now, as I mentioned earlier, and I would like to reiterate, for all 3 initiatives of IDAM, portal consolidation and IDEX Foundation, option 1 has inherent uncertainty that could require further unplanned investment. It also has constrained benefit opportunities. Alternatively, option 2, the target state, has significant potential upside benefits, and it has cost reduction opportunities that have not yet been quantified. I hope that this information has been helpful. AEMO understands that the content of the draft business case package is both detailed and complex. Prior to attending the next consultation session, which is on the 22nd of January, we recommend that you download the draft business case package and review it thoroughly within your organisation. It is located on the FASI Focus Group webpage on AEMO's website, alongside this and other video content. If you have any questions, please feel free to email AEMO on the email address listed on the screen, and we'll absolutely be happy to assist you. Thank you.